All right, guys, got a nice fragile package in today from CGC. Some fresh, new, clean comic books with my clean cut. If you're upset, don't worry, the beard will be back. Stick around, we're going to go through these 21 modern books. See you in a second.
Here I stand in the comics glow, stamped with worlds I'll never outgrow.
All right, guys, don't forget, still have giveaways going on. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that jazz. Get entered to win a comic book, slab book. We've been giving away the X-Men 1 special edition 9.8. If that's gone, there's another book coming. If it's still there, then comments on this video will give you a chance. So we'll get into this box. I've been a little critical of CGC with the bubble wrap stuff, but the more I get it, the more it really does protect the books well. It's just a pain for unboxing videos because you got to kind of flip it and undo it. But this is the first time I've seen this. So it's a 21 book submission. They usually do, it's like 11 and 11, and they put 3 or 4 books in the top, but this was the top one. Nothing in it. So I just got an empty sleeve. I mean, I guess I'll save that in case I need to ship a book or two, because they are really good for protecting comics. But yeah, it's the first empty one I've ever gotten. We'll get into the next one. There is a second one, and it does have a book in it. So yeah, really interesting. Again, you know, I was the first time I did a video with these, I was not excited about them. I still don't like them from an unboxing standpoint. However, they are really good to protect the books. So I feel like my books are a lot safer in this than they are with the cardboard stuff. So we're going to get into this. Let's see. As always, some X-Men books. We're going to have these every single time forever. Like I said, I've said it before. This is X-Men 124, newsstand edition. Again, on anything that's 150 or below, I'm hoping for 7 or better. Under 100, 6 or better. And we got 8.0 white pages. So this is a newsstand copy. Not super rare to have a newsstand copy at this time because there wasn't a lot of comic book shops. But white pages is nice. You know, it's nice to have white pages on that. It's not a key, just early Chris Claremont X-Men story. Yeah, it's got a little spine roll, which is weird because I would have pressed it. But yeah, it looks good. 8.0. Again, above a 7 is the goal. So that meets the goal. Hopefully I flip this up the right way and we're not upside down. Good, we're not. So we're just going to grab them one at a time. Next up, X-Men 137. So these are tough because this is a square bound book and it gets a lot of denting from the staples. And we got 7.5 white pages. So yeah, I would have hoped for a little bit better on this. But again, on the square bound books, it's so hard. It looks like they rolled my corner too. Like I said, I don't know if you can see that right there, but the cover's like rolled up. I would have pressed this before I sent it, so that would not have been that way. But you know, I'm not agitated or mad about it. So again, these square bounds are so hard to press. There's glue and staples on them. So the staples are kind of inside on the body, and then the cover's glued to the body. And you'll get a lot of, you can't see it through the case, but there's always a lot of wrinkling and like crushing around here. Really hard to press. Yeah, man, it looks like they sat this on something or something. There's some, I doubt you're going to be able to see it on the back. There's some dents up here in the top, but again, those would have been pressed out when I pressed it. So I'll look at the notes, see what they say. If they say something about those dents, I might look to crack this and repress it. But, you know, it's still a book I don't have graded. So 7.5, 137 is probably not a huge value book. All right, next book up. So this is Uncanny X-Men 221. I've got several of these. I got a couple 9.8s. I doubt this one was a 9.8. I think it was a little bit lower grade. It is a direct one, so no real special anything with it other than it's just the first Mr. Sinister. So yeah, 9.6 white pages. I think there were 2 spine ticks on this I definitely knew about that was going to keep it from a 9.8, but it's still in a 9.6. Not a bad book. I've talked about this in the past. In my mind, this is a book to grab now if you can. It's definitely, I think Mr. Sinister should definitely come into the MCU at some point. He's a great character, great bad guy. With Gambit being in it now too, he's kind of a main villain for Gambit, so I think there's a good probability, but it's just a good book, and you can pick it up reasonable. It's not a real expensive book. Next up, X-Men 139. This is, I think Kitty Pryde left the X-Men or joined the X-Men, I can't remember. So, 9.0 white pages. Let's see what it says. Kitty Pryde joins the X-Men. Also, first appearance of Heather Hudson, pretty much a minor character. Again, I didn't expect this to be a 9.8 or anything. It definitely has some staple tears. It's got like a dog ear in this corner here, but 9.0 is pretty good. You know, I'm working on filling that run in. At some point, I'll probably go through the run and kind of talk about what I have and where we're at. Yeah, X-Men 139 9.0. I promise these aren't all X-Men. I promise. All right, next up, Fantastic Four 273. So I'm really hoping this is a 9.8. If it's not a 9.8, it's kind of not worth having. I'm graded, but we'll see. 9.6 white pages. So that's a little disappointing. It doesn't say it on the indica or up here anything about this, but this is like the first Reed Richards knows who his dad is, or I can't remember the details, but there's something about this book that makes it a little bit better. If you're a Fantastic Four fan and you remember, you know, leave a comment, let me know in below what that is. But there's something about it. It might be something with Franklin Richards. I just don't remember. Fantastic Four 273, 9.6 white pages. Kind of a low value book in a 9.6. Like I said, I was hoping for a 9.8. All right, next book up. Let's see what we got. Hopefully it's a good one. Oh, it is. It's an X-Men book. So X-Men 217. Anything above 200, I'm really hoping for 9.6s and 9.8. So let's see what we got. All right, 9.8 white pages. That's a win. I don't have this book, not a key. It was just a really good looking copy that I sent off to have graded. Cool Juggernaut cover. So 9.8 white pages. Occasionally you'll see a 9.8 that doesn't have white pages. It's pretty rare. A buddy of mine had a 9.8 New Mutants 98 that had off-white to white pages, which I don't even know how it happens because they're colored pages. But yeah, pretty cool Walt Simonson cover there. Like his stuff. So yeah, adding to the run. I think that might be it. There was only 3 or 4 X-Men books in here. I think we've hit them all. Nope, I lied. There's another one. So again, X-Men 115. We're hoping for 8.0-ish or better. 9.0 white pages. All right, another book for the run. You know, nothing real crazy about that. It's got a cool John Byrne, Terry Austin cover. I definitely like John Byrne stuff. Terry Austin was pretty big in the hundreds, you know, the early 100 issues with the X-Men as well. But again, not a key, just a book for me to fill my run. And it's a 9.0, so that's good. You know, 9.0s or better are definitely good in books from the 70s. All right. Wow. I'm apologizing in advance. Another X-Men book. So 219, again, we're hoping for 9.6 or 9.8. This is a newsstand edition, it looks like. So 9.6 off-white to white pages. A 9.8 would have been better for sure. It looks like there's one little crease right here. It's not even like color breaking. I don't know. It looks like they might have done that, but I'm not going to argue on that one. Like I said, 9.6 is the minimum I'm looking for in 200s and above. And then as we get higher to 300s, you know, definitely looking at the 9.8s only there. So, yeah, pretty good. Again, non-key, just an X-Men book, and I'm an X-Men guy. All right, next up, Incredible Hulk versus Venom, #1. You know, you can see it's got the holographic foily cover. So I was hoping for a 9.8 on this. Let's see what we got. Ooh, 9.0. Ugh, what happened there? What did I miss? Yeah, there is a pretty bad crunch in the corner. I don't know. That's not new crunch either. That's just something I missed. So yeah, that's disappointing. Again, I probably wouldn't have had it graded had I noticed that, and I should have definitely noticed that. So that one's on me. So yeah, again, probably very little value in this Incredible Hulk versus Venom #1 in a 9.0. It does have white pages, but it's kind of irrelevant. I mean, it's a book from 1994. A 9.0 and a 94 book's kind of disappointing. All right, next up, The Thing, #1. So this is a book I've had in my collection for a long time. I probably bought it when I was a kid, and I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna have this one graded. I don't think it's high value, even in a 9.8. It's not like a big book, but let's see what we got. 9.6 white pages, so that's not bad. Again, I've probably had this book since, I don't know, the late 80s. It came out in 83, so I would have bought it, you know, from a long box in the back issue bins. I don't see really any major issues. There's one little tiny dent right on the spine. Yeah, 9.6 is a fair grade on that. And again, I just bought this one, or got this one for me. You know, I've had it for a long time. Wanted to have it as a display book. I always liked the Thing. I always thought he was a really cool character. Kind of, you know, interesting. Not a big Fantastic Four guy, but I always liked the Thing. All right, next book up. So this is Incredible Hulk 271. If you don't know what this book is, this is the first Rocket Raccoon in comics. His first appearance was as Rocky Raccoon, I think in Satana 1. This is a newsstand issue, so a lot harder to get in higher grades. 9.4 white pages, so pretty good. Pretty good there. It did have a couple spine ticks that I knew about and one little corner crunch. And it is the first time he's called Rocket. Like I said, the first appearance in the Satana magazine, he was Rocky. And this is the first real comic book version of him. So yeah, I've had a couple of those. It's hard, like I said, even though the newsstand books are, you know, were pretty common back then, it's still hard to get them in higher grades. So, all right, one down, one to go. Let's hope we flip this the right way so I don't have to flip it over again. And we did. Woohoo! This one's packed a little tighter, so it's going to be a little harder to pull these out. All right. All right, next book up. Judge Dredd, The Law. So this is a book from the early 80s, first comics. Judge Dredd #1. 9.2 white pages. I knew it was going to not be a 9.8. It's got some damage in this corner and a little bit of a fold over here that color breaks. I always liked Judge Dredd. I liked the movie, even when the one with Sylvester Stallone. The new one they did was really good too. I had some Horizon model kits that were like vinyl model kits. But this is the first appearance of Judge Dredd in the U.S. So in a U.S. comic book. So pretty good book, pretty good key. Not hard to get in higher grades though, because Eagle Comics are one of those companies that when you buy a long box of old independent books, you'll find a lot of like Eagle, Eclipse, those types of comics. Charlton, a lot of those books are easy to come by. I think they printed maybe more of them, but there's a lot of them. All right, next up, there's a couple of these in this. So I'm hoping they're on 9/8. This is the variant cover. This is Absolute Batman #1. Just came out recently. We got 9/8 white pages. I got one of the variants, which is this is the Jim Lee cover. Not his best art, but still Jim Lee. So I got one variant, and then I think there's 3 of the regular Absolute Batman ones. It's a great story. You know, the price shot up, it's back down. It's a little bit more reasonable, but they still go, I think the regular ones still go for around $100. So there's the regular edition, 9.8 white pages, so that's good. That's what we're looking for. Definitely don't want a 9.6 on a modern book. You know, a 9.9 would be nice, but I'd say it's unlikely on a paper book. Usually when you're getting 9.9s on new stuff, it's cardstock or foil covers. So next one up, again, 9.8 white pages, so that's what we're hoping for. I think there's one more. I'm hoping they were all together, so we can get through the Absolute Batman. Yep, looks like they were. And last one up, we'll just show you. 9.8 white pages. So 3 for 3 on or 4 for 4 when you count the variant on the Absolute Batman, so that's good. All right. I love this book. I hope it got a 9.8. I love this cover. This is Batman and Robin Year 1. This is the Alex Ross exclusive cover, cover D. You can only get this from the Collectors Club, which if you've seen my Collectors Club unboxings, you would have seen this there. I don't know how many they printed, but 9.8 white pages, that's awesome. That's what we're looking for. It's just a great cover. It looks really good in a slab too. You know, I could actually see why this didn't get a 9 or a 10. There is a little bit of bindery tear there. You know, normally I'm critical of them when they don't give these brand new books that are like this cardstock and stuff higher grades than a 9.8, but this one is deserving of a 9.8 and not more. But yeah, great cover. You guys know if you've been on this channel before, I like Alex Ross's stuff, but I really like his Batman. And it's just a great cover. Came out in the December box, I guess was when it came out. So yeah, great book. Batman and Robin Year 1, 9.8. And let's see what else we got. All right, this one I also love this cover, and I am not a Mickey Mouse fan. But this is just a great cover. This is Disney Comics and Stories number 13. It came out in 2020. It's the Scorpion Comics Virgin Edition. I believe this was numbered to... They limited it. I don't remember how many it was limited to. But it's a virgin foil. So 9.8 white pages again. Really cool cover. You can see... I don't know if you can tell, but his little buttons are gold foiled. And the rest of it almost looks like canvas. The way it's done. That's Gabriel Del Otto did the cover. I love Gabriel Del Otto stuff. Like I said, I'm not a Disney guy, but I really like that book. It's a good looking cover. This one I'm concerned and confused why they didn't give me a 9.9 or a 10, because it is flawless. There's no dents, no dings. Corners are sharp, no binder tears. Like everything about this says 9.9 or 10. But, you know, 9.8's kind of the standard, so I'm not going to be upset about it. Just a great book, great cover. And again, I'm not a Mickey Mouse fan. I never, as a kid, maybe I probably watched a little bit of Mickey Mouse or Mickey Mouse Club, but I love Gabriel Del Otto stuff, and that's just a really cool cover. So, all right, next up, Ultimate Spider-Man #1. So there's 100 different versions of this, and this is the second printing version. 9.8 white pages. So again, great story. You know, it's probably just a sell book. You know, I had a nice copy, figured I'd shoot it off, send it in. You know, they probably go for 50 or 60 bucks, be my guess, but 9.8 white pages. So always the goal on modern stuff, on brand new modern stuff anyways. Got a couple different versions of Ultimate Spider-Man in here, of Ultimate Spider-Man 1. I think there's like a 5th printing. So there's another 2nd printing. Again, same book basically. 9.8 white pages. So, you know, the book to have is still that the first print, or like the J. Scott Campbell version, is pretty valuable. And then this is the last book, Ultimate Spider-Man. This is the 5th printing. Ooh, 9.6. What happened there? Well, it looks like the back was dirty, but that's actually just the artwork on it. I wonder how we got a 9.6 on this. Oh, they got a big crease right in the middle. Yeah, I'm guessing CGC did that. There's no way I would have sent this book in with that big crease. It's a little concerning because it's right where they had that issue with the books that were getting pressed and bent. But I'm pretty sure that those were happening after it was graded. So yeah, that's disappointing. Like I said, I was really hoping for a 9.8 on this. I'll be honest, looking at it too, there's a couple creases. I probably would have given it a 9.4 or a 9.2. Yeah, it's impossible to show these in the camera, but yeah, there's 3 pretty good creases. One breaks color. So I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, 9.6 white pages. That's probably a throwaway book. I mean, it's not a throwaway book. I'm not going to throw it away, but I'll just sell it for, you know, 40, 50 bucks. Try and get my cost back out of it. That's all we got, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, I apologize for the missing beard. It will be back, I promise. You know, my logo and stuff don't really work without the beard. So just had a shaving mishap. So thanks again for watching. I really appreciate everybody taking the time to pop in and spend some time with me. Hope you enjoyed the stuff I got. Sending a ton of books. I think I got 80 books going to CGC. Some vintage, a magazine, some modern stuff, but not like modern now, like modern, like 90s, 80s. Keep on watching. Click the notifications so you get notified when a new video drops. Been doing 2 a week, so I'm going to try and keep up that cadence as long as I got stuff to give you. So thanks again, guys. Make sure you leave a comment so you enter for the giveaway. We'll catch y'all next time. Thanks.
In the comics glow, stamped with worlds I'll never outgrow.